Our next question comes from Twitter, @SilentTristero, and that's silent_Tristero if you want to tell him what a great question he asked. For your personal taste, which game features the most interesting $/economic system as a play mechanic? All right, I'm going to give you guys a glimpse into my soul. First of all, pretty much every game, that has anything you can acquire has an economic system. So you get, pretty much dollars, bottle caps in Fallout, which you guys know I love Fallout. Grand Theft Auto has cash. My favorite economic system is Castleville. I like my coin in Castleville. No, I think they're all the same. I don't think it really makes any difference. My personal preference is the ones that give you millions and billions, so you just get so much money you can't stand it. I've been playing a lot of Zynga games lately because I cover Zynga, and I figured that I can't actually rely on Giant Bomb or Game Informer or GTTV reviews of Zynga games in order to figure out if they're going to do well, so I have to play them myself. And the thing I like about Zynga is every game I play, I get more and more cash. So I've got about $6 million in Empires and Allies. Don't mess with me because I have better weapons than you do. And I'm killing it in Castleville right now. I only have about $1 million, but trust me, that's going to multiply. I think that as far as the most interesting economic system I've seen, I think the Diablo auction house is going to be the most interesting economic system. The reason I think it's most interesting is it's real. It's real money. I think that the geniuses at Blizzard, and I mean that sincerely, have figured out a way to monetize exchanges of items in games. I think that Diablo is perfect for that. I think ultimately you'll see that expanded to World of Warcraft, so you'll probably get the gold farmers to participate within game instead of selling the stuff that they mine on eBay. But I think that that's a really smart system because you keep everything in-house. You have an auction that's open to everybody. So I think the idea is, if you need a rune for your sword in Diablo to make your sword, more powerful, they're going to populate the universe with, let's just say, 125 runes for every 100 players. And the thought is 50 guys are going to find 2 each, 25 guys are going to find 1 each, and 25 guys aren't going to find any. And the guys who are going to find more are the guys who don't worry about the quest, they worry about finding runes. The guys who don't find them are the guys who are trying to get through the quest as fast as possible. And those guys are going to need that rune badly because you're going to get your ass kicked by whatever the next boss fight is if you don't have the rune. So you're going to have 25 people buying runes and 50 people selling them. Guns and butter, supply and demand, profit deal. Runes aren't going to be very expensive if there's 2 for every 1 buyer. I think they're structuring it that way to keep the prices pretty low. The auction house takes, as I understand it, 15 cents for listing a transaction and another, I think, 65 cents for actually conducting the sale. If something sells for $1, that's not a very good deal. If Blizzard gets 80 cents, if something sells for $500, it's a great deal. But the idea is they're going to create an environment where you can sell stuff, feel good about getting paid, don't have to worry about PayPal or trusting somebody, and get your thing in game. You don't have to go pick it up. It's just going to happen. I think that's the smartest economic system I've seen, and I meant that. Serious props to the Blizzard guys because I think gamers are going to like it. I don't think anybody's going to feel ripped off by paying 80 cents for a trade. This week's next question comes from Mr. Dolphin Dives. Do you think it's possible for Walmart to flex its muscle and enter the used gaming market? What is stopping it from competing with the likes of GameStop and others? More than possible. They've tried a couple of times and they've failed. And what's stopping them from competing, and again, back to the haters, I can't wait for the reaction of this one because you're going to tell me I'm the biggest GameStop fanboy, and in fact I am a GameStop fanboy, so go ahead and call me that. It's actually hard to deliver used games and make it something that's an easy experience for the consumer. The hardest part of selling used games is attracting inventory. So anybody can sell a used game if they have them, and anybody can figure out, hey, if a new game is selling for 60, I'll sell the used game for 50 and I can make money. The hard part is getting that in the door. How do you get people at Walmart to trade in used games? So I'm going to ask the GameTrailers audience to register on this one. Let us know, because I really would like to hear your comments on this one. how many of you shop at Walmart? And I did not ask how many of your moms shop at Walmart. I know you're not all 13 years old. But if you guys are 20 to 30 to 40 years old, how many of you actually physically go to Walmart? And if you do, how many GameStops do you pass on your way to that Walmart? So if you're going in to trade in your copy of Skyrim, I just happen to have one, or your copy of whatever that is back there, if you're going in to trade that in, are you going to actually pass 6 or 7 or 10 GameStops so you can walk through past the Walmart greeter and figure out where you go inside Walmart? That's a pain in the butt. And if you happen to be a 13-year-old boy, what are you, riding on your bike past 6 GameStops and you think Walmart wants you in there? I mean, no way. So it's a really tough experience to trade in inventory. They have trouble attracting inventory. Best Buy had the same exact problem. They're still trying. Then when you get the used inventory, and I think Walmart's not doing it right now, but Best Buy is, go into Best Buy and go take a look at it. It's shrink wrapped in kind of opaque yellow plastic. So it's hard to even see if the game below is an Xbox 360 game or a PS3 game. I know that the cases are slightly different shape, but they're all wrapped so tight you can't really tell. It's hard to read the title. They're not merchandised well. Then go to a GameStop. And I know, again, haters, you're gonna all say, GameStop sucks, I can do it better. Yeah, GameStop sucks to the point where they sell $2.5 billion, that's billion dollars with of used games. So obviously they're doing something right. And the reason they can sell $2.5 billion of used games is they get a lot of used games traded in. You do the math on GameStop, they handle about 40% of all the physical discs that are ever sold in the US come back to GameStop as used. 40%. That is unbelievable. The reason Walmart doesn't compete is they can't compete. GameStop owns this market. The question is really like saying, hey, why doesn't somebody compete with Facebook? Because, hey, I can do a social media website just as good. Why doesn't somebody compete with Google? Because I can do a search engine just as good. GameStop has the audience that trades in used games. Those guys understand the credit system, like GameStop. They're loyal to GameStop, and all the rest of you hate them, but the guys who trade in used games actually think they get value for their money. Thank you, fellow babies, for joining us on this week's Pach-Attack. If you have questions, you can submit them by clicking the link below, or you can submit them to me directly on Twitter @Michael Pachter, and please copy @Rohan Likes Pants because Rohan selects the questions. Thanks again.